Hi guys, so this is going to be my last video for today, and I want to talk about my reactions to what's been coming out about Trump and Kim Jong-un and their meeting and all that kind of stuff. This is just going to be raw reactions, It's not really going to be well planned out or anything like that, but from what I've been seeing, for those of you who haven't kept up, there's been kind of just a simple peace agreement that's been made, where basically Kim Jong-un has agreed to denuclearize. Now the details of that are not really clear, but Kim Jong-un has agreed to denuclearize in exchange for security guarantees from the United States, and that the United States cease a lot of its military drills and things like that in the Korean Peninsula. So that's basically been what's been agreed to. Now, I don't really know all the specifics of this deal. We're not really going to know the specifics for probably a few hours at least. But, yeah, so, I mean, overall, it's good news, I guess, that peace is being made. Now, whether or not North Korea is actually going to denuclearize is one thing, because kind of like I said in my last video about this topic, which you can find, part of the problem is the fact that we've assassinated so many leaders that I doubt Kim Jong-un is really, even though he agrees to, I'm really skeptical that he's actually going to remove his whole nuclear program, because this has not been the first time where this sort of situation has taken place. So until there's verifiable evidence that it's being carried out, I'm probably going to remain kind of suspicious as to whether or not he's really going to live up to his end of the deal. I mean, trying to trusting world leaders of any type is something that it would be somewhat foolish to totally trust them at all. But yeah, overall, I think that it's a good thing at the very least. It's better than war. It's certainly better than war, the fact that they've managed to come to some sort of peace agreement. There's going to be more meetings. Trump has invited Kim Jong-un to the White House and all this kind of stuff. So there's going to be more meetings, and there's the potential that things could go well. But I guess I would say that I am cautiously hopeful that at least something kind of goes better, or things kind of start getting better in the Korean Peninsula. But until I see hard evidence of that, I'm not going to be too super hopeful. But one of the main things that they're going to have to, that people really need to pay attention to, is the relationship with China, and how China and Russia are factors that play into all of this. Because governments, heads of state are always, constantly vying for more power, as that's kind of the nature of how states function, and they're always kind of sizing each other up and eyeing each other down. And China has been sizing up the U.S. for quite a while now, and China has wanted to secure power in the region. China is they're acting all cheerful and hopeful right now, but China probably doesn't really like the fact that North Korea is getting cozier with the U.S., because that means that China is losing influence in North Korea. The closer that the United States gets to North Korea, the further China gets. And I think you're going to see kind of China trying to desperately fling themselves into the deal-making and into the action to keep themselves as a major player, because they've kept North Korea as a buffer state from South Korea and the Western authorities for a while now. So China, I think overall, is not necessarily super happy about this. The only thing that will be kind of nice for them is if the deal is supposedly lived up to, which I'm skeptical of, but if that happens and sanctions start being pulled, it will be beneficial for China trade-wise, because they won't have to be quite so under the table. But Yeah, China isn't really liking, I think, how this whole thing's going down, despite their public appearances. I don't think they want a North Korea that's close to the U.S. It's beneficial to them that North Korea remain extremely tense with the U.S., but that nothing ever blow up out of proportion. China wants to kind of keep it on that thin edge, which is really a lot of Chinese policy. I could make a whole video about China's economics. I actually did a presentation on it a long time ago and stuff like that in school. Yeah, the Chinese economy, there's a lot I could say about that, but China overall, their policy in just about every area, for whatever reason, is keeping things on kind of this little thin edge, and that's really governments and authority in general are always trying to just keep everything on kind of a thin balancing act. That's kind of what the debt is too. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked, but yeah, so North Korea is in, as far as the deals are going, I think it has the potential to be overall positive, but I'm still a little bit skeptical, and I wouldn't get too optimistic right off the bat, and we'll just have to see how it unfolds and plays out. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and have a good one.